Hey, what's up guys, it's Dark on Duels, and today I'm going to be doing a DDD deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one because it is a super cool combo-based deck that plays literally every single extra deck mechanic and main deck mechanic besides ritual summoning, which is absolutely crazy. Like, it mainly focuses on the extra deck summonings with like pendulum summonings, XYZ, fusion, link, synchro, and all that good stuff. Like, but this deck is super fun to play around with. Unfortunately, when it first came out, just a quick history lesson for you guys, it actually came out right before Links came out and kind of just destroyed the whole synergy of the deck because it didn't have any good Link monsters and the deck kind of died off. But in the OCG, it got all the way to being a tier 1 deck. So all we really need is a couple of good Link monsters for this deck, and this deck could be absolutely explosive, putting multiple negates on board and just being awesome. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. And I actually have some really interesting surprise tech cards for you guys in this build. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of the signature card of the deck, and that is going to be 3 copies of DDD Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. And for you guys who don't know, DDD stands for Different Dimension Demon, which is really cool. The pendulum effect of this card is if you special summon a DDD monster or a DD monster, except the during the damage step, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard. Any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved for the rest of the turn. Special summon that monster, and if you do, you take 1,000 damage. You can only use the effect of DDD, Oblivion King High Ragnarok, once per turn. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a DDD monster in your graveyard and then special summon it. You can only use its effect once per turn, and then once per turn, you can tribute one other DDD monster and then target a card your opponent controls and banish it, which is a really cool effect, just instantly banishing a monster on the field. For the slimes that we're playing 3 copies of Swirl Slime. If it's in your hand, you can fusion summon a DDD fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand as fusion materials, including this, and you can banish it from your graveyard and then special summon a DD monster from your hand. So it just instantly rolls you into another monster after you fusion summon with it, which can trigger stuff like DD Flame King Genghis, the DDD fusion monster. Then we play 3 copies of Necro Slime. Necro Slime, if it's in the graveyard, you can use it kind of like Mirror Fusion. You can banish it to fusion summon a DDD fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing materials from your graveyard, including this card. So it's a really good, in my opinion, 3 of. Some people play it way less than 3, but I feel like the fusions are some of the best cards in the entire deck. So I play this card as a definite 3 of. 3 copies of Lamia is our tuner of the deck. Lamia is basically one of the best tuners in the entire game. If this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can send a DD monster or Dark Contract from your hand or face up from your side of the field to the graveyard, and then you instantly get the special summon it back, but banish it when it leaves the field. This card was single-handedly one of the reasons that the slimes and this were like single-handedly the reasons this deck became a tier 1 deck in the OCG land. But this deck the DD Lamia is a really good card to be able to link summon with and to be able to go into all sorts of different synchro plays with and synchro climb up into all sorts of different stuff. So this card's a really good 3 of in the deck. Then I play 3 copies of DD Savant Copernicus. Copernicus is basically like Foolish Burial. If it's normal summoned or special summoned, you can send a DD or Dark Contract from your deck to the graveyard. And then its pendulum effect is you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for DD pendulum monsters, which is not big of a deal, and it can't be negated. And once per turn, while this card's in your pendulum zone, you can negate the activation of a spell card that would inflict damage to you and destroy it. So basically it's saying, hey, destroy your own Dark Contracts on your side of the field, which we don't play, but we only play 4 in the whole deck, so it's not that big of a deal to just, pop 1 and then just be able to go for other plays. 3 copies of DD Savant Copernicus. Copernicus is one of the searchers of the deck. When it's normal summoned or special summoned, you can activate one of the effects. You get to target another DD card you control and return to the hand, so you can reuse it or add a Dark Contract directly from your deck to your hand, which is a really good effect to be able to just add those Dark Contracts directly from your deck to your hand. But it also has the ability that when it's in the pendulum zone, you can only special summon DD monsters, and then its pendulum scale decreases by 2 every single turn, and then destroy a monster you control with level greater than this card's pendulum scale, which is not that big of a deal because you're going to be able to OTK your opponent anyways. 2 copies of DD Savant Thomas. Savant Thomas is a 2 to 3 of in the deck. I play it as a 2 of because some of the tech cards that I actually play in the deck. But it has the ability during your main phase, you can add a face-up DD monster from your extra deck to your hand, which you can kind of bypass the ability of the link summoning mechanic, which is really good. And it also has the ability that you can target a DD card you control in your Pendulum Zone, destroy that card, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 DDD monster from your deck in defense position, but for the rest of the turn, any effects, if any, are negated, any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved, which is not that big a deal because you're trying to get like Abyss King Ragnarok on the field and stuff like that, and back it up to go over into like Duo Dawn King Kali Yuga as well. I play a single copy of Vice Typhon. Vice Typhon, I was playing it too, but I bumped it down to 1. When it's normal summon, you can distribute a DD monster. It's supposed to summon a level 7 DDD monster from your deck. During your main phase, if you control, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can fusion summon a level 8 or higher DDD fusion monster from your deck by banishing fusion materials listed on the card, including this card. So basically, I just use it for the fusion ability. I don't really use it for the level 7 ability. And then I play a single copy of DDD Doom King Armageddon. Armageddon is, in my opinion, one of the coolest cards in the deck. I wish it would have had a holo printing, but it didn't, that I know of. And then once per turn, you can target a DD monster you control, gains 800 attack, but it's kind of like the 3000 Blue Eyes stats in the deck, and that's why I like it, is for a beat stick. Then once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target a card your opponent controls, or target a card you control, target one of those monsters. This card gains attack equal to the original attack until the end of the turn, and this card cannot attack your opponent directly, and during the this effect is activated, it cannot be destroyed by spells or traps that do not target this card. So no Raigekis, no Dark Holes, no Torrentials, no nothing like that. And then I have a secret tech card that I'm going to show you guys that I just play as a 1 of in this deck, but that I really think you guys, if you can get your hands on one, this card is really ridiculous in this deck, and I really want you guys to guess it. So definitely comment down below. Tell me what you think its 1 of monster is. Tell me down there in the comments, and I will definitely reveal it in 3, 2, 1. I love playing this Guess This Card game. And definitely hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And our tech card of the day is a single copy of Cursed Necrofear. So Cursed Necrofear basically has the ability that you can target 3 of your banished fiend monsters, put them back in the graveyard, special summon this card to your side of the field, and then destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field in the monster zone, equal to the number of face-up spells or traps that you control, which your Dark Contracts have that ability, and it can't be special summoned except by a card effect, so you can't Pendulum summon this card, which is not that big of a deal. And also, it has the ability during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed in the monster zone, and since the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, and you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of face-up spells and traps you control. So that's the really cool effect about this card, and I love it as a 1 of in here because it's just really cool as a tech, because all these banish themselves, and when they banish themselves, you can put them back in the graveyard, reset them, and Necro Slime, this and Necro Slime work really well together to be able to just do all sorts of shenanigans with. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, they're going to go pretty quickly. For the spells, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. This is a primarily going second deck, in my opinion. So I want to play the Dark Ruler No More so I can go into all my different combos and stuff, because this deck is an extremely combo-heavy deck. 3 copies of Call by the Grave, because I just don't want to get hand-trapped either. I don't want to deal with monster effects on the field, and sometimes your opponent makes this unbreakable board, and you just don't want to deal with it. If you don't feel comfortable with the Dark Ruler No More, you can play something like Nibiru instead to be able to stop your opponent, but I wanted to try the Dark Ruler No More, and it's been working out very nicely for me. The Dark Spirit's Mastery to add any level 8 Fiend monster, which is your Thomas, your DDD, your King Ragnarok, your Doom King, your, like, there's Cursed Necrofear, like, there's all sorts of targets in the deck for Dark Spirit Mastery. You discard a card to add a level 8 Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, but it also has the ability that you get to discard a card, so you can discard something like Swirl Slime to make it live, or discard something like your copy of Necro Slime to make it live in the graveyard as well. 1 for 1 to summon either Necro Slime, Swirl Slime, or Lamia. Usually I summon Lamia off of this. Foolish Barrel to send what I need to the graveyard when I need it. Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Dark Contract with the Swamp King is essentially polymerization for a Fiend Fusion monster. That's pretty much all it does. And then it's searchable. And Dark Contract with Gate is basically the Rhoda of the deck. you get to add a DD monster from your deck to your hand. And then I play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness because everything in the deck is dark, and it's not that big of a deal because I'm just going to get it back with Dark Necrofear that I technically only have 4 copies because of this. And Dark Necrofear or Cursed Necrofear is really good in the deck because you just summon it and then swing at your opponent. I never use this as a material. I put it on the field and I just swing with it. And hope for the best. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Kal Yuga. Duodon King Kal Yuga is amazing. It's one of the best, in my opinion, XYZ monsters in the entire game. It basically cold waves the field when it's summoned onto the field. And it also has the ability that once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach a material from this card, destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls, and then detach a material from this card, and then target a dark contract spell or trap in your graveyard and set it back. So you can detach both materials, destroy all spells and traps, and then set a dark contract that you destroyed, so it resets the ability of the dark contract. Hope Harboring Dragon Titanic Galaxy to negate spells. Siegfried because it's basically Shien, if you guys know Six Samurais. During either player's turn, you can target a face-up spell or trap on the field, and then that target has its effects negated. Just negates anything until the end of the next standby phase. Really cool. And then once per turn, if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, gain 1,000 life points for each dark contract you control. Gus King Alexander for combo. DDD Gus King High Alexander for also bigger combos. Really good abilities to be able to go into these. If another DD monster would be normal or special summon, you can special summon, you can target a DDD that's level 4 or lower, or DD monster in the graveyard that's level 4 or lower and special summon it. And then if 3 or more DDD monsters are on the field, it gains 3,000 attack. And if another DD monster is normal or special summoned to your field while this card is on the field, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. It's really easy to go into this if you play Ghost. I've been thinking about playing Ghost as a one-of to go into this, but I just haven't played it yet. Borreload Savage Dragon is another card that is really good for negates. Crystal Wing, because it's easy to go into Crystal Wing as well with the DDD Gus King. I usually go this into Crystal Wing. I play a single copy of DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. I love Caesar Ragnarok. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this card, you can target one other DD or dark contract you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to this card, except the battling monster, and it gains attack equal to the combined original attack of all monsters equipped to this card by this effect. Really good. It just takes monsters. I play a single copy of Flame King High Genghis. It's easy to fusion summon into High Genghis, and it has the ability that you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is really good if another DD monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field. And it also has the ability that once per turn, when a spell card is activated, spell or trap is activated, you can negate the activation of the card, which is really good. 2 copies of DDD Flame King Genghis, the regular Little Genghis. Little Genghis's effect is if another DD monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon a where is it? If another DD monster is special summoned you control while this card's on the field, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And then also has the ability that once per turn is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its own special destroyed by a card effect, you can target a dark contract in your grave and add it back to your hand. Apotheosa for extra negation, because you can actually go into this pretty easy. 2 Witches for link arrows, and a single copy of Linkuriboh for all the level 1s that we can use in the deck to go into the Linkuriboh. So that's it for the deck, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It's a really fun deck to go and play around with. Just to even solitaire with it is super fun, to just be able to see all the different combos that DDDs actually are able to make. I do that a lot when I'm like waiting on people to show up at locals, because I'm usually sometimes the first one there. And so I'll carry DDD with me if I know that everybody's going to be late, and I'll just pull this out and I'll start solitairing it and see what I can make. And an uninterrupted board, or I'll set something up and see what I can do test hands with this deck. So anyways, guys, this is Dark Realm Duels. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.